Blog Talk Radio.
Your host. You are listening to Power of Infinite Now Awareness Radio Experience. It is July 29th, year 2010, and we're on a Thursday. Beautiful day here in Texas. Beautiful day, I'm sure, across the planet from all those levels of perceiving weather and just the idea of weather. We look at weather. We also look at weather from a belief standpoint as well. If we're finite, if we are in this finite consciousness, we see weather as finite as well. So we see that expression around us as being finite. Weather in its totality and its perfection is just creation. It's a mirror of creation around us. So everything would be pretty much perfect. All the elements would be in conjunction with one another, knowing when in the next moment when to have a nice slight drizzle of the rain, you know, and the sun hitting every drop, creating these rainbows everywhere in the sky, and expressing it in its totality. It's harmonization process. So we start to understand and understand these concepts much deeper. And this is a series of social core plasma realizations, and this is moment 14. We're just going to continually go in deeper into these principles and concepts, these different constructs, because what this does is this shows you how to interlink with your own biology, your own neurology, all of what makes you who you are. So you connect directly to it, and you can see the process, consciously see the process on how your body is ascending or descending. You can look at both aspects of it, and you can see where your energy is at by able to see with these higher levels of perceptions, which those perceptions really just come from realizations, and connecting to your realizations. Because those realizations are like the opening door to bring forth expansion. Because when you realize something, you step up a notch. You open up a new thought form, a new way to perceive a thought form. So this takes you further into the next layer of that experience, because those realizations stimulate perception levels. Realizations also stimulate integration levels. So you can see how connecting to that level of frequency, you begin to see how you consciously create your reality. So this is interesting, to say the least, because you now can you're fulfilled with communication directly with source energy. So it's really interesting to have this fulfillment of this ascension process, being connected to it in a much different way. It's no longer just a word, it's not just a principle or a concept. It's a conscious action, because you're consciously aware of each one of these moments. So this is a conscious ascension process. When you're in these plasma realization stages, what takes you further into these higher levels of perceptions, these liberation stages, and really opening you up to a level on how to interact with Ascension. Not just be like an exterior aspect or the surface aspect of it, but interlink with it. Much different experience altogether. Because you are actually communicating with the different aspects of creation, the different aspects of source energy consciously. Consciously communicating with source energy in that way. So this whole concept walks you through that process of chemically and energetically creating. So, for instance, the lesson plan is about this as well, but I'll expand on it now. Going into experience, in duality we have a positive and we have a negative. We have a dark and we have a light. If these two charges, so to speak, are infused with energy, it increases the actual expansion of that momentum. So you get the black hole, you get the momentum and the frequency of the black hole. So therefore, your energetic system at that point is basically in the process of fragmenting because it's infusing energy directly from source energy, which we can call DMT. And the DMT is being released, connecting to the hypothalamus, right? Connecting to that. And it's basically infusing the hypothalamus. So the hypothalamus is really the black hole on this third dimensional experience because it's the chemical response that's it's in the most control. Chemically, it produces chemicals that match our emotions. So if our emotions are constantly in a positive and a negative and constantly pushing and pulling, then we're releasing chemicals of a construct that carry both this negative frequency, and then you have a chemical that's going to carry this positive frequency. And they're always going to be up and down, up and down, up and down, because it's creating these memory systems, these attachments that are connected to your physical form. When you externalize energy, not only do you externalize it, but chemically you also are taking yourself further into that process of descension, of not remembering who you are. Because your memory system, your whole being, it's lit up. It's connected to this universal light matrix. So it carries a lot of energy. It carries tons of energy. And that energy itself, when you're in this hypothalamus state, it's being expressed and it's being absorbed into control mechanisms, into belief systems. All these things that you construct because of the state that you're in. You're in an unconscious state. When you're in an unconscious state, you're just operating within the limited sense of your life system. You have enough energy to run your life system, which means to keep you alive, really. That's it. Because you have wasted so much of energy through emotional charges. And that's what the hypothalamus does. It creates that chemical reaction in the body that matches the emotional aspect, the energetic aspect of it. And it creates these fragmentation points through the body. You have fragmented areas of the body. That's also connected to the body of source, the body of source energy. As you fragment your own temple, so to speak, you fragment part of source energy up through the mirror concept, through the reflection concept, and it affects source energy at that level. Because you are source energy. You are source energy having a human experience. See, if we take and we upgrade that concept, you're a spiritual being having a human experience, it that's